What's up, everyone? Good to see your beautiful faces. Actually, I can't see your faces, but I'm gonna stick with it either way. Today, I have to go to the store, pick up a few groceries, and it's actually Morgan's birthday, so we're gonna get a couple cupcakes. And, you know, I've never actually smashed a cake into someone's face, and I didn't do it at our wedding out of courtesy because we were taking pictures. But I think today's the day. It's her birthday, and she deserves a cupcake in the face. Ooh, someone got in trouble at the Walmart. We made it. Made it to the Walmart. We're gonna go get Morgan some party favors since everything's shut down. Can't go out for a drink, can't go out to dinner, can't go out to the movies. Get her some little party hats and some kazoos or whatever those blow things are. Okay, everyone, we got Morgan's cupcakes. Now we must go to the liquor store. I'm craving a mojito. One thing that does annoy me about Texas is that you can't buy liquor in a grocery store. Like back home in Indiana, you could buy Jack Daniels or rum or whatever you wanted at Walmart, and you didn't have to drive to a separate liquor store. So this is a little annoying. I like to do my one-stop shopping in one stop, but I can't because I have to go to a frickin' liquor store. Hey, party animals, it's party time! Okay, everyone in YouTube land, it is Morgan's 30th birthday today, so for this edition of COVID Corner, it's going to be a special edition. So we'll go ahead and light her candles and let her make a wish.
I think our unicorns
are touching. Make a wish.
I wish COVID's over. No. It's in my eye. Seriously?
Yeah.
Tell them what the video's about.
I didn't do it at our wedding, so I had to do it now.
It's like falling.
So today's video is not going to be a vlog setting. We're going to do a little educational piece.
I don't have anything to wipe it. I gotta get up. He'll tell you what's going on.
Okay. So today's video is going to be an educational piece on how to use protective equipment when you're in the public setting. So we'll go ahead and drop that now. Hey guys, it's ICU Nurse John with Long Haul Lifesavers, and today we're going to tell you how to prevent cross-contamination in public. So stay tuned. We're going to show you how to properly use a mask and how to properly use gloves. But first, we need to cover some basics, so follow me to the drawing board. So now we're at the drawing board, and I'm going to first explain how protective equipment such as masks and gloves are used in the healthcare setting. Taking you back to Nursing 101, and this is one of the best ways that one of my professors explained how personal protective equipment such as masks, gowns, and gloves work in the healthcare setting. So what we have set up here is we have a nurse here, and we have a patient in room 1, and a patient in room 2. Now the nurse is neutral because she hasn't gone into any room, or he. So room 1 will say they're positive, say they have the coronavirus, and room 2 is going to be negative. Okay, so before a nurse goes into a room, into a positive patient's room, what they do is they put on a protective barrier, so our mask, gloves, gown, that kind of stuff. That nurse goes into this room, into the positive room, and now that barrier is positive. Okay, so that barrier is now infective. This is why we take off the personal protective equipment between each test that we do inside this patient's room if our gowns or gloves get soiled, and we take everything off and wash our hands before we leave the room. That way we go back to neutral. So now the nurse has come out of the positive patient's room and they're ready to go into the patient in room 2. Now since that patient is negative and there's no infectious disease with that patient, there's no need for the nurse to put on protective equipment. The only benefit for protective equipment is when they go into a positive patient's room to keep them at a neutral state so that the positive infectious disease gets on the protective barrier and not the nurse. That way they're safe when they go into a negative patient's room. So the main purpose of the personal protective equipment is to keep the nurse at a neutral basis, like I said. If this nurse was to go in to the patient in bed 1 without protective equipment, now that nurse is positive because there was no barrier to keep them safe. So even if that nurse was to wash their hands before they left that room and now they go into the patient in room 2, now that patient in room 2 is positive. That's the purpose of personal protective equipment, and that's how cross-contamination happens. So now that you know how cross-contamination works, what we're going to do is explain how this can happen in everyday areas such as a grocery store. Just because you're wearing gloves and a mask does not mean you're invincible and you're not immune to catching a virus. So what we're going to do now is set up a little scenario like I'm a customer going into a grocery store wearing a mask and gloves but doesn't know how PPE actually works. Maybe I want some whiskey. Maybe some toilet paper. I gotta get some vegetables. Gotta lick your fingers, make sure the bag's open. Oh, my wife just texted me. Last but not least, I need cleaning supplies. Now that I have everything in my shopping cart ready to go, without changing my gloves after I've touched everything in the store, I'm now ready to check out. Oh, it wants my PIN number. I got all my groceries. Now I better get my keys to go home. Let's recap what happened here. So I went through the grocery store with my gloves, with my mask on, touching all the products from anywhere from whiskey to toilet paper to pulling my mask down and licking the gloves after I've touched everything to open up a bag to wallet, my money, credit card, touchpad, keys. Due to the properties that we've already learned previously, now all those products, if they were infected, now everything else is potentially infected. The purpose of the gloves is to change them out before every product that you touch. So when you wear them through the whole store and you touch everything on you, your phone, now those are potentially infected. The purpose of wearing the mask is to keep you from touching your face. Don't touch your eyes with your gloves. Don't touch your nose. Your mask does nothing here. Your mask does nothing here. Make sure it's covering your nose, covering your mouth, and you don't pull it down for any reason until you get home into a clean environment. Now, if you don't have a simple face mask like this, a bandana would suffice. You don't necessarily need an N95 mask unless you're an at-risk patient or an at-risk population. So, cancer patients receiving chemo, neutropenic patients, elderly patients would probably benefit from an N95 mask. We wear them at the hospital because we have the risk of exposure throughout the day. Other than that, if you don't have anything, cover your face with a simple bandana would suffice. So now we're gonna show you how to take these off properly. Don't take your mask off first. That comes at the end. I'm gonna take the gloves off first. What you wanna do, so with one hand, grab at the base of your palm and pull upwards. When you have that off, ball it up into your other hand until you're completely holding it with your fist. Take your other hand with your fingers underneath the gloves. Don't go on the outside because that part's infected. On the inside of the glove, get your fingers in there, pull it off till it's one encased unit, throw it away. Now the mask. Don't touch this area. All this area you've been breathing in and sucking in particles. Don't grab it here. Grab it here, okay? Pull it off one ear and off the other. Throw it away. So that's going to be it for today. I hope you got some good content out of this. Took you back to nursing school. Showed you what not to do in a grocery store if you're wearing PPE or personal protective equipment for the layman's term. Make sure you do take these properties out with you if you go into public and you decide to wear protective equipment, but really you should hashtag stay home. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and then head on over to Instagram and follow us at Long Haul Lifesavers. Stay safe, guys. Bye.